All right, this is Clay County Magistrate Court preliminary hearing calendar. Today is May the 11th, 2026. This is the state of Georgia versus Deontay Drew and warrant numbers 2025 CW 57395, 57396, 57397. All parties are present and have announced ready to proceed. 88 Thomas, you can present the state's case.
And Judge, I would invoke the rule of sequestration in this case if the state has multiple witnesses, please.
Okay, the rule of sequestration is now invoked. Do you have any other witnesses besides your officer, DA?
Not to the best of my knowledge, Your Honor, but it's my understanding that the victim is in the building, so I need to check with my advocate to see if she's actually in our office. If you can give me a few minutes.
Ms. Thomas, just so that you know, she's standing outside in the vestibule area right now. I can see her, the alleged victim, just for your knowledge.
Well, we can start. She's going to be brought to my office, but right now we can start the hearing because she can't hear anything right now. And then when she gets here, I'll let you know. She has to come down a floor and come up a floor and come to where I am.
All right, you can call your first witness.
They would be calling Officer M. Richardson. Officer Richardson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the evidence you will give before the court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
You can put your hand down, state your name for the record.
My name is Officer Michael Richardson.
How are you employed?
I work with the Clayton County Police Department.
And were you so employed on or about October the 20th, 2025?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have occasion to respond to an incident at 2503 Poplar Point Drive?
Yes.
And is that City of Atlanta, Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that, during your investigation, did you have contact with did your investigation involve, I should say, a Delonte Markel Drew?
Yes, it did.
And could you explain to the court what was going on that date at that location involving Mr. Drew?
I'm sorry, could you say that one more time, please?
Could you advise the court as to what happened at that location on the date, this date involving Mr. Drew?
Yes, ma'am.
You need a minute?
Yes, ma'am. because I had two different the case number that the court provided me for this was not a valid case number. It's not something that actually existed. So
This is the case number I have, Officer 2506. Looks like 68147.
okay, the one that I was given was 2605.
Yeah, I think the officer needs a minute. Can you if he can have the court's permission?
Okay.
Officer, let me know when you're ready.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm ready. I remember this case.
Okay. Can you please advise the court what happened on that date at this location involving Mr. Drew?
Yes, when I arrived there at the location, I met with the victim, Alexia Tucker. She said that Deontay was her ex, and she was coming home from, I guess, a date with another man named Kendall. And
Okay.
when she got there, Deontay had showed up and choked her at the front door in front of the doorbell camera.
And was she able to did he hold her there at the front door? What happened next?
So it continued from there. Deontay had walked up to them and had a gun in one hand and choked her while asking about who Kendall was, and he threw her into the doorway because they were standing just.
So the court knows who everybody is. Victim, from your previous testimony, you indicated that the victim was on a date.
Yes, the victim was getting home from a date with a man named Kendall.
And that other person was still there and they were both confronted by this defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
And I think you just said that the victim was held against her door by this defendant?
So they were standing just outside the door. It had been opened already, and he had walked up to them. And what he did was he grabbed her by the neck and then threw her towards the door.
Okay. Now, you mentioned something about a doorbell camera. Did
Yes.
the doorbell camera capture any of this?
Yes, it did.
Is that audio and video?
As far as I'm aware, yes. Yes, it should have been attached to the report as well.
Have you seen the video?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see, if anything?
Exactly how I'm describing right now. In the video, you can see exactly that, him walking up and then grabbing her by the neck and throwing her towards the door.
Could you hear if anything was said?
No, I couldn't make out what was said in the video.
Now, could you see if the defendant had a weapon?
I don't remember if I could see that from the video or not. I would have to rewatch it.
Did the victim advise if there was a weapon involved?
Yes, she said there was a gun in his other hand.
And were you able to talk with the other person that was present?
No, he wasn't able to answer his phone, and Alexia did not have his contact information.
Now, after she was confronted by the defendant, what happened next, if anything?
Next, she tried to stand up because she had fallen onto the ground, and she tried to get her phone, which she said was in her pocket, to call 911. At this point, she said that Deontay grabbed her phone and threw it towards the parking lot because she was still in the doorway. And she ran around, she ran after it and then was running around her vehicle trying to get away from Deontay because he was following her. So they kind of did like a ring around the rosy thing, almost around the car, until she ran back towards the door.
At any point in time, did he try to remove her from the premises?
I don't think he tried to remove her, but he did grab her and move her around a few different times. I think at one point he kept grabbing her collar and her necklace and moving her around. At one point he threw her against another wall and then back and forth between the two walls a few times, I think 2 or 3 times.
And this is still while they're outside of the apartment?
This is back after he chased her back into the apartment, because when she ran back to the apartment, she tried to hide behind Kendall, the other man, but Kendall just didn't do anything at all and stood still, and then Deontay grabbed her from behind Kendall.
Was she free to leave at that time?
No, she couldn't. He kept grabbing her and then chasing after her if she tried to leave.
Was she able to advise whether or not he had a weapon at that time?
She said constantly that he did have a weapon.
Whose apartment was it?
It was Alexia's apartment.
Your Honor, 1 second. I'm sorry, I'm getting text messages. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what's happening. And Mr. Florio, the victim is in my office, is in my area now. So I need to sequester her. If I can have like 5 minutes, that's what they're trying to do. She's actually here. Okay. If y'all can give me 1 second.
All right, court is being